This woman discovered one weird trick that makes everything she buys free. And yes, it's based on a true story. No cap. Yeah, that's me, and you're probably wondering how I got here. Okay, but really, this is Connie. Let's rewind back to the beginning. Connie was an Olympic race walker. Yes, that's really a thing. We catch her speed walking to pick up some mail, and what she's most looking forward to: coupons. At home, she bickers with her husband Rick. Money is kind of tight, and she's always buying into these deals. Nobody needs all that, Todd. Come on, man. Truth is, this never used to be an issue. It all stemmed from their difficulty having kids. Yup, they're loaded in debt after tons of failed fertility treatments. Well, actually, it worked one time, but the baby couldn't make it to the finish line. A miscarriage. We're introduced to another coupon-crazed gal, JoJo. She's even got her own YouTube channel where she talks about the latest deals. Sadly, her mom ain't all that supportive. I mean, JoJo's a grown-up and still lives with her mom. Relatable. Afterwards, JoJo pays a visit to her neighbor. That's right, it's Connie. Her husband Rick greets her at the door, and he's kind of a, well, what rhymes with Rick and starts with D? Yeah, that. He heads out to his job as IRS auditor while Connie and JoJo get to couponing. Connie mentions that things ain't been great lately and she really needs a win. She's even willing to dumpster dive for it. At the supermarket, Connie stocks up on Wheaties cereal and pulls up to the cashier, Greg, backed with coupons. Greg is shook. After dozens of coupons and over $100 in savings, Connie whips out her trademark catchphrase, "Watch the pennies and the dollars will take care of themselves." Before she goes, she apologizes for making the man in line wait, but he says, "Oh, don't be. That was impressive." At home, she puts away the Wheaties when she spots the wallpaper elephant in her storage room. You see, this room was supposed to be her daughter's. Connie's emotions swell up. Woman moment. So she decides to binge on some carbs. Though, after a big ol' handful, she notes that they're quite stale. Feeling angry, she complains to Wheaties. Considering she's an Olympian, the claim "breakfast for champions" is a joke. More like breakfast for chumpions. Good one, Connie. Meanwhile, JoJo is on her entrepreneur grind set. She sells a makeup line called Back to Black, and her prospective customer is loving it. She whips out her credit card, ready to pay, but JoJo tells her she only takes cash because of her history with identity theft. Whoa, the woman gets suspicious, but JoJo clarifies that her identity was stolen and it ruined her credit. Sadly, the deal is off. The woman says she'll think about it. JoJo leaves defeated but composed until she enters her car. Later, she picks up some mail and her mailman, Earl, is kinda her biggest fan. He watches all her YouTube videos and finds himself hypnotized by her eyes. He wants to say how he really feels, but just can't. Back to Connie, her husband is leaving for a work trip for a few weeks. Though, before he leaves, he's sure to characterize Connie's coupon habit as a replacement for a child. It hits home, cause it's kinda true. At least it keeps her distracted. Rick suggests to instead get a job. Reasonable, but not in her eyes. He departs, then Connie finds something groundbreaking in the mail. A completely free coupon. Her eyes light up at the power she now wields. At the supermarket, she flexes her powerful new coupon. However, Greg is unimpressed. He knows she sent a complaint letter. Connie's confused. How? Well, everyone knows when you complain to a manufacturer, you often get free stuff. Suddenly, a light bulb goes off in her head. She immediately gets to typing away, writing letter after letter to multiple companies. Soon after, she receives the fruits of her labor. Several free coupons. Ever excited, she calls JoJo over and shares her coupon treasure. JoJo notes that some of these are worth like $40. Wait a second, they could sell these. But how are they going to get them in bulk? Well, Connie's done her research. This company right here produces them in bulk for all kinds of companies, and they're located in Chihuahua, Mexico. As fate would have it, that's pretty close to Arizona. Now all that needs to happen is a few coupons go missing. Before we get to that adventure, meet Ken, a rather chunky man from Nevada. He's the loss prevention manager for all A&G supermarkets. One day, he spots an innocent old lady having trouble with a coupon that won't register. Upon closer inspection, he deems it's a fake. The poor old lady asks for an exception, but he counters with a metaphor. "If we leave the food unprotected, the rats will come." Rude. Later on a plane ride, a woman asks Ken if he can switch seats with her daughter since she loves to look out the window. He says he wish he could, but just can't sacrifice his opportunity to teach a valuable lesson. The world doesn't work like that. You can't just have everything you want. Based. Back to Connie and JoJo. The girls head on over and suss out a potential partner. Ooh, this guy is smoking, so he's already kind of a rule breaker. And look at that. Seems like this is a 2-for-1 deal. BOGO! The pair approach the couple slowly from behind. They seem to be chatting suspiciously. Suddenly, the man, Alejandro, whips out a gun. Connie and Jojo raise up their hands and explain themselves, shouting, "Money! Money for you! Money for me!" The man responds, he's on board. Now for his wife, they chase her down, but she's still in full panic mode. As she's about to beat on the car, she sees her husband. All is well. They all get together and chat. We learn that Alejandro's wife, Paulina, is pregnant. Also, he only gets paid $2 an hour. In light of these facts, the girls try to persuade him to take a chance. They argue they would be like Robin Hood, taking from the rich and giving to the poor. Paulina butts in. She agrees, but they don't rep Robin Hood. Their man's is Jesus de Verde. "Oh, he's dope," Jojo replies. With his wife's backing, Alejandro is in. He explains his plan. You see, the factory makes tons of extra coupons that are usually thrown out, so he'll just harvest them. And just like that, they got themselves an operation. Jojo advertises on YouTube and sets up a snazzy website, Savvy Super Saver. Within just the first week, the money go brrr. So much cash, they gotta stuff it in the boxes. But it's not all good news. It's not long before Ken catches wind of things. Tons of companies are reporting record high coupon redemption rates. Though when he inspects what he suspects are counterfeit coupons, they're perfect. How can this be? After some digging, he finds some lady's receipt and pays her a visit. He goes full detective mode and learns it came from a website, but she can't remember. Super Soaker Savings? Super Snappy Sazzy something? She heads over to her computer and gets it right this time. Back at his office, Ken lays eyes on what will soon be the greatest case of his life. Savvy Super Saver. Meanwhile, Connie checks up on her stacks when suddenly the account gets frozen. Must be PayPal. She calls in, and indeed it is PayPal. In order to unfreeze the account, they'll need to prove their business is legitimate. Well, that's not gonna work. Jojo begins to panic, but Connie suggests they reach out to Tempatina. Who? The girl that stole Jojo's identity. She's kinda a super hacker. They meet up and drive to her secret headquarters. Along the way, they remain blindfolded for security reasons. Whoa, this is quite the lair. Tina says she can easily handle the frozen account, but only God can save this whack website. Connie chimes in. The website isn't savvy, the shoppers are. Fair enough. Tina offers her cyber services. She can keep the girls' identities hidden and secure the website's backdoor for a modest 10% of profits. She also recommends getting a stash house, deleting all incriminating YouTube videos, sorry Earl, and not spending any of the money for 6 months. The gals are lost. They really wish they brought a pen and paper. Back to Ken, he hits up none other than the FBI to bring this very important coupon case over. The agent pretends to care and assures Ken they will handle this with the full power of the US government, boots on the ground and all. In reality, the case gets shipped off to DC where the lowest paid agent there will handle it, eventually. 6 months pass, the operation has expanded. Tons of people are flexing free coupons and all is well. The girls can finally spend their money. Ooh, yeah, baby, that's what we've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. One problem. Is the money even clean? Connie calls up Tina for advice, but the number has been disconnected. Must have been a burner phone. What now? Well, Connie's husband is an IRS auditor and he's always talking about this kind of stuff. Connie recalls one story about a man named Guy Rich who bought a bunch of stuff with his dirty money, then sold it to make it clean money. Genius. Now just to withdraw a suspiciously large amount of money from the bank. Connie gets dolled up with the help of Jojo, then visits all her banks. The men are absolutely mesmerized, but curious about her business. Back to black. Connie explains it's a makeup line for colored women. Ironic. With the cash in hand, the girls wonder what to buy. Connie calls up Rick and asks him what he would buy if money wasn't a question. A Lambo, of course. Well then, how about 5 of them? And don't forget the boat. Meanwhile, Ken continues to get pestered by the various companies impacted by the coupon fraud. Unfortunately, he has no good news to report since the FBI never got back to him. But one day, they do, while he's taking a dumper of all times. The low-paid agent says he had a look at the website, but all the back-end information is hidden. He's not sure there's anything he can do. They continue chatting, and Ken mentions the coupons are being sent by mail. Oh, the US Postal Service. Yeah, they can help with that. The agent assures Ken he'll have boots on the ground within 24 hours. And there he is. Oh my god, is that Vince Vaughn? Ken greets the decorated FBI agent, Simon. Oh wait, he's with the Postal Service. They get to chatting and Ken is adamant about remaining a big part of the case. This is his baby after all. He suggests being partners, but Simon is not interested. As a last-ditch effort, he asks if he can become a deputized citizen so as to recognize his valiant efforts. However, Simon questions what exactly Ken has done besides wait on the FBI. Turns out he hasn't even tried ordering a coupon yet. Simon departs, leaving Ken with that task. Maybe they will be partners. Meanwhile, Connie and Jojo continue on a buying spree. How about guns? This is America after all. And just like that, they have a car full of them. Next up, a plane. Yeah, they bought that too. Inside, they celebrate with a little money dance before getting their munch on. Jojo asks Connie what she's gonna do with her share of the cash. She actually wants to try fertility treatment again. It's never too late to be a mom. Back to the boys, Ken's got the coupons in the mail and the return address is in Missouri. He's already taken the liberty of booking them both a flight. But wait a second. Simon uses his Postal Service skills to determine the true location of the operation. Having memorized the postal codes of all the cities, he realizes that the postage actually came from Phoenix, Arizona. This is perfect. Ken is always in Phoenix. There's 9 A&G supermarkets that he's regularly checking in on. He pleads with Simon once more to be partners, and he actually gives in. He takes out his badge and has Ken place his hand on it. He is to make a pledge that he's being messed with. Ha, got him. But in the end, Simon does allow him to tag along. Meanwhile, Connie follows through with her treatments, but this time, she'd like to shop around for a donor instead of using her husband. Scandalous. The girls pick out a particularly vital sample. Apparently, it came from an alpha male. Later, Connie receives a call from Switzerland. Weird. Oh, it's Tina. And she urgently wants to speak with them. They once again go through with the blindfolded journey before being chastised. Tina wants to know where all the money went. The girls explain they spent almost all of it so they could buy things to eventually clean the money. Tina is dumbfounded. The money is already clean. That was the whole point of using the Back to Black makeup brand as a front. Oh, see, Tina should have brought them a pen and paper 6 months ago. They take her to see all the stuff they bought and she's shook. They have to sell all this stuff, but where? Jojo's first thought? eBay. But first, baby implantation time. The doctor asks Connie if she's sure she wants this baby implanted in her without her husband's blessing. Her body, her choice, Jojo counters. Meanwhile, Ken and Simon bond on their mission, with Simon sympathizing with Ken for how much devotion he puts to the job. They go around interviewing people from grocery stores until they came upon Greg. He knows just the coupon lady they're looking for. She's like 3 feet tall, white, blonde, has an infuriating smile, and an endless amount of coupons. Not to mention her annoying catchphrase, watch the pennies and Greg forgot the rest. Wait, Ken knows exactly what he's saying. Watch the pennies and the dollars take care of themselves. That's the slogan on the Super Savvy Saver website. Ken becomes overexcited, demanding a sketch artist be brought in immediately for Greg. Simon pulls Ken aside and tells him to chill, but commends him for sussing out that valuable piece of info. Ken then adds that the average American shops just 2.5 miles away from where they live. That narrows things down. Next up, they interview a group of local postal workers. One man mentions that Earl is always talking about some coupon girl, but he pleads ignorance. Simon and Ken take him to be interrogated and Ken goes crazy, flinging a chair into the air while demanding answers. The two simply laugh at him and Earl goes on his way. Then the pair follow him until he takes a suspicious stop at a house. It's Jojo's, and he greets her mother before leaving a warning letter. The two decide to stake out for the night. Back to the girls, they by chance run into some gun-carrying studs and offer them some more. They take them to their hideout and the leader is initially skeptical, but Jojo uses her sales skills and secures her first deal. When she arrives home, she's ecstatic, breaking out into a full dance number. Very cool. Simon and Ken are in awe of her moves, but also confused. Ken demands they rush in and arrest her, but for what? Dancing? They'll have to wait out the night to gather more evidence. In the morning, Jojo heads out and the men follow. Though they don't know it, Connie is driving right behind them. Jojo arrives at the stash house and the boys circle back. Once they return, they note the arrival of a second car. Soon after, Connie steps out and right then and there, they know that's their gal. Ken can barely contain his excitement. And, something else. You see, he's been in this car for like 2 days, hasn't used the bathroom, and you get the idea. Poor Simon. Now that they have the intel they need, Ken is finally able to get what he always wanted. Boots on the ground. And Simon permits him to drive along. His body is ready. They pull up with the whole squadron for coupons. Jojo can sense something in the air. She wakes up her mom, then before you know it, the popo come blasting in. They get Connie as well, and Ken can't take his eyes off her. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. The two are sentenced to jail, but Jojo gets out on bail thanks to Earl, who arrives with flowers in hand. On the other hand, Connie is only visited by Rick so he can admonish her for what she did. She asks him to bail her out, but he just says, "Oh, you don't got a coupon for that?" Having had enough of his lack of support, she declares that she wants a divorce. The ladies are then put on trial where Jojo is given 10 days in prison plus a year of probation, while Connie is sentenced to 11 months, but will probably only get 8 with good behavior. Ken thinks they were let off too easy, but the companies just want to avoid bad publicity. In the aftermath, Jojo begins a relationship with Earl and relocates to Montenegro to start up the coupon business again. You see, over there's no extradition policy. Meanwhile, Connie is living her best life in what appears to be a luxury prison. And she's pregnant. Finally. She can't wait to one day reunite with her bestie. Moral of the story? Coupons.